What significance does Birmingham have on the world stage, and what lessons can be learned from what happened here?
I think in different places, different country, still some discriminations, and particularly the bigger section of people always looked down or ignored. So his spirit very much relevant. So, including myself, who admire him, you see, we have special sort of responsibility, you see, to make some contribution, change these negative things. So that's my feeling. And why somebody, this one. Yes?
We see so much violence in the world. We see violence in our communities and other places. How do we come together to overcome violence and hatred?
That's not easy. I always, you see, believe, and also, you see, accordingly telling people, I usually make a distinction. Generation of 20th century and generation of 21st century. Real hope lying on generation of 21st century. These young people, I want to ask those people whose age below 30, raise hand, below 30. Not many. Okay, people whose age below 30, I think can consider the generation of 21st century. And then of course below 20, below 15, I mean, really, you see, the generation of the 21st century. Now, our generation is actually belongs to 20th century. So my generation, our generation, is the generation of 20th century. So our century, although I think many new inventions, including new thoughts, yes, I think occurred in 20th century. But at the same time, 20th century become century of violence. According some historian, in 20th century, through violence, number of human beings killed over 200 millions. And also nuclear weapons use. So therefore, the 20th century looks like a century of bloodshed. If such immense violence, immense suffering really create a new shape or better shape of the world, then you can justify that immense sort of violence. But that is not the case. In fact, beginning of this 21st century, still some violence. These are the symptom of the past negligence, past mistake. So, in the past, I think military force consider the source of strength, including nuclear weapons. So, that because fundamental sort of belief or force is the best method to solve problem. I think that century-old concept at the time, you see, each community, each nation, more or less independent, self-sufficient. Then destroy your enemy through violence, through war, is victory of yourself. But modern time, that's no longer reality. Destruction of your neighbor is destruction of yourself. So whether you like it or not, you have to solve differences or different interests or conflict, potential of conflict, must solve through dialogue, through talk. So the old thinking, emphasis, importance of weapons is now outdated. Now this great nation, I always telling or expressing, United States is a leading nation of free world. So you have real responsibility to bring democracy, freedom, and stability, peace, like that. So therefore, they now think, as I mentioned earlier, think more wider way. Sometimes I notice with American the students who not visited some other country, I think limited knowledge about outside world. I noticed that. So think more outside the whole world. You have the great responsibility and the great potential. And then here, often you should talk about gun control. Gun control, actually, related here. Gun control must take place here. And then real gun control comes. So eventually, I think United States, as a leading nation of free world, I think certain now already the very the good start talking about denuclearization. These are wonderful. Will not achieve immediately, but these visions and effort must go continue. And the or arms trade, that also should be serious considered. Through arms trade, you get some money, you're making some profit, expense of many innocent people's life. Not good. So all American American energy, of course, at the moment, I think U.S. military forces are also some important for the time being. And eventually, I think should think about, you see, demilitarize, although impossible to achieve this moment. But eventually, we should think with the vision. This century should be century of dialogue. That means source of conflict, different interests always remain. So the proper, realistic approach to solve these differences through dialogue, through talk. Respect the other as a human brothers, sisters, and a little different sort of agreement, different sort of disagreement or different sort of interest must be solved through talk. So this century, in order to create peaceful century, we must make this century of dialogue. So this is not our responsibility. Our responsibility is create more problem here and there. The generation of 21st century, now it is your responsibility now to create peaceful world, compassionate world, non-violent world. This is your responsibility. Sometimes I jokingly say, telling people, oh, I now nearly 80 years old, so within my lifetime, I will not see a peaceful world. But after my death, I may go heaven or hell. Even hell, I'm quite sure I can seek some permission. 1 week, 2 weeks, sort of, permission return to world and watching you. The generation of 21st century, whether you really making effort or not, I will watch you. So then, if you not carrying these sort of visions effectively, then I will report, after I return, I will report to concern of the hell, or please expand more hell, or expand the area, because you see, a lot of people, human being on the planet, you see, making sort of a preparation, go to hell.
Just 2 more short questions. You know, years ago here in the United States, our judicial